the content for today. Erin, do you have the slides?
I do indeed.
All right. So growing the channel. So this is the ultimate goal. And I've been talking with some of you one-on-one in your calls of what is your desired outcome? Are you looking for more evidence of success and engagement with people that you already know and that you already have identified in your web as a lead? Is your ultimate goal to get leads coming in, and how that could impact your approach to things? But we're just going to go over today overall growth of your channel. So we're going to look at analytics and how you can use the overview of your analytics to have growth. We're going to talk about what is your click-through rate, your average view duration, audience retention, a TubeBuddy overview, and then an upload shorts tutorial. The one thing I want to share with everyone is it's easy to get wrapped up in the making of the videos and the production and the posting. You want to make sure that you're always keeping an eye on, is the channel growing? And so let's go ahead and jump in, Erin. Experience isn't the best teacher, evaluated experience is. And that's from, I think all of us know and have respect for John Maxwell. So you want to look at your content from an objective point of view, and you want to evaluate what you've already done to see if it gave you the results you wanted. And if it did not, then you want to change what you're doing. So why do we look at analytics? Pretty much what I just said. Aside from direct feedback and comments, looking at your analytics can help you see what your audience is responding to and what isn't working. So while this first 100 days and 100 videos, I know I sound like a broken record, you're feeding the robot, and it is more important to get good content out. Good meaning don't wait till it's perfect. Don't like retake it and redo it, reshoot it 5 times for perfection. You want good content on a consistent basis in the first 100 days. You develop the skills and you figure out what works and what doesn't. And you start getting the critical mass so you can actually have enough data so you can look at analytical feedback. So the more your content is consumed, the stronger your analytics are going to be. And doing that 100 videos in 100 days, that is one of the benefits of doing that, because you'll reach that critical mass in a shorter time frame. And in your analytics, what do you want to pay attention to? You want to look at what brought you more subscribers, what had people watching all the way through to the end, which ones had the highest click-through rate. So you just want to make sure you're looking at it. You want to even get to the point where you're looking at what time of day do I have the most engagement from my group of people that consume my content. So the basics of the analytics is click-through rate is the percentage of people who clicked onto your content after being shown an impression. After we go through the slides, I am going to share my my YouTube channel, and I'm going to just show you an example of what is an impression and what would be a click-through in real time. So what is an impression? An impression is when at least half of your thumbnail is displayed for a minimum of 1 second. So that is an impression. What is the average view duration? That is how long a viewer watched your content, and the goal is 50% or higher. I was talking about this with someone the other day and realized that we were talking about 2 different things. That your average view duration is literally per video and per click-through on your video. So for each video, each individual video, you want people to watch at least 50% of that video before they bounce out. Someone else, they had kind of confused it, and I'm not even going to say how they confused it because it might actually plant that in someone's mind. But that is something that, even though when you look at the analytics, it's going to be the average for all your videos, you want to look at which videos are performing and hitting that 50% or more mark, what's happening with those. And then you want to look at the videos you have that are less than the 50% mark and see what's happening with those and see if there's any pattern. Do not delete any video just because it's not hitting 50% until you have really analyzed the whole situation and had a one-on-one with Ruby or Aaron so they can look at it and see, could we repackage that video and make a slight change and possibly increase that view rate. But it's at this point, kind of like with your CRM where you don't want to delete people from your CRM unless they meet a very high threshold to be deleted. The same thing with videos on YouTube. So what is your click-through rate? Does anyone have questions about that? Click-through rate, average view duration, or impressions? Everyone feel pretty confident in that right now?
Are you going to show us where we find our click-through rate?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna go behind the scenes and look at some analytics real time. So what is your click-through rate? What can that tell you? So if you have a really low click-through rate, it can indicate that your intended audience is not attracted to your thumbnail or your title, or even to carry it further, like your description, or like there's something missing. So you should aim for a click-through rate between 2 and 9%. Most full-time creators aim for 8%, and that's their goal, and they know sometimes it'll be lower, sometimes it'll be higher. If they have a viral incident, it's going to be significantly higher, but they understand that 8%, meaning for every 100 people that have at least a 1-second impression, they're going to click it through to view some portion of that video. Doesn't mean they'll watch the 50%. It means they'll at least click through and be like, oh, what's that? And they might bounce out. Above 10% is usually a viral video. If you're below 2%, we want to, like we said, we want to repackage it, put new wrapping on it, a new thumbnail or a new title. And that's where Aaron and Ruby, and I don't want to speak on your behalves, but they're very happy to help you in any way they're able, and they are staying up to date on what is currently working, particularly in YouTube, but also in the other platforms as well that have video. Does everyone get that? So that you've got impressions. So for every 100 impressions, most full-time creators are looking for 8 people that see that impression out of 100 to click through. So average view duration, that on your perfect video length. Nail your hook and your intro. If your viewer is leaving before the 30-second mark, you need to make adjustments to start to deliver content right up front. So yeah, you want to pay attention to what happens in those very first seconds. Minutes matter most. So the more views you have increases the power of your analytics. And of all the analytics, the average view duration matters more than the rest. The longer a viewer consumes your content, the more valuable the algorithm sees that content. And 50% or above is where you want that percentage. So I want to give another very practical application of this. Let's say that you're making long form videos and they're all over 5 minutes. They're all between 5 and 10 minutes. You even have a couple that are like 13. They're great. They're beautiful. You've got drone photography. You believe that your energy is high and you're delivering great stuff. But everyone seems to jump out of your videos at the 5-minute mark. Well, then what do you think is the next step you should take?
Shorten the video?
That's right. Yeah, and Jane, I saw you making that. So if that's what's happening, then what you want to do is make 5-minute videos. And the reason I wanted to say this out loud is sometimes people will get wrapped up in, let me keep making the 13-minute video and I'll just make it better. No, you want the algorithm to support you. So just start making, actually, if people are jumping out at 5 minutes, then start making 4-minute, 45-second videos. because then you're much more likely to get 100%, 100%, 100%, you'll get, so your average view duration is going to get better. By the way, my channel that's related to real estate is really messed up. And part of it is this exact thing. And we just haven't figured out how to work around that. But yeah, that's part of an issue. And with any new channel I launch, I'm keeping a keen eye on this. So does everyone get that? Everyone gets that. Use it to your advantage. It doesn't mean don't try to make the longer ones better. Make equal quality ones that meet what viewers are watching.
Also, if you notice that people are starting to leave 2 minutes before the end of a video, no matter the length of the video, start paying attention to your language at that point in time.
Yep.
Are you giving them
Yes.
indication that your video is coming to an end? Are you saying things like, and the last thing I want to cover is, and before we say goodbye, those are big don'ts.
Big, do not do it. Do not do it. I even know as a consumer, I start hearing that and I'm like, nah, he's not going to cover anything else. I bounce out. Two of my favorites that are outside of real estate, Danny Gonzalez literally ends the majority of his videos by talking like I'm talking to you all now, and then he'll go, bye, and he's gone. So guess what? If I could see his analytics, I'll bet his view rate is probably 100%, because you have no idea that buy's coming. Charlotte Dobre is another one. Now, as her channel has grown, I've noticed that she has started getting a little more conversational. So she's not quite as by the book, like about this. But if you look at her content from about a year ago, she would talk and talk like I'm talking to you guys now. Oh my God, I can't believe that. That's so funny. Subscribe, gone. So she did that to make sure you were watching right up till the end. Boom. And you had no idea when it was coming. Another one, which I'm not recommending this, by the way, just to let you know how important it is. All these examples I've been giving you are people that are well-established, known creators. They are not in real estate, but they're well-established and known. And so just to show you that when you're playing to the algorithm, this stuff works. One young lady started sort of having the video end almost in the middle of a statement, almost a cliffhanger style, but without even asking the question. So it would just end. Then she would start her next video and say, now some of you are wondering, what was I going to say after this, right? And that created amazing engagement. I don't know quite how you could use that, but I'm just saying it is that important that you look at your average view time, and you do not, as Erin said, you watch your language. Or if you're starting to say, and the last point I want to cover, or this and that, you're going to want to stop doing that.
That's even if you're doing like a list type video,
Yeah.
and they know that you said the top 3 things, you can always loop them back in halfway through your content with stick around to the end for my bonus tip or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. My AVD is awful. What should I do? Get to the point, look at your content objectively, what can you get rid of, and can you deliver the information in a better way? I'm also going to show an example when we jump on YouTube of someone that's an incredibly successful channel that's in a topic that is a major part of my life. And I will show you how I consume his content and how it's not beneficial for me. So we'll look. I'm going to give you an example that's kind of a counter example. Edit out the ums, as I say that with an leading in. Get rid of any dead space, unnecessary or repetitive clips. Make a series instead. If you have a ton to cover, but people are clicking out, make a series on the topic and spread over multiple videos. So in the behind the scenes of what I'm doing with the real estate and video marketing type of videos on that channel, that's what we're currently doing. So we're taking that longer content, which is just undigestible, and we're turning it into shorts and shorter videos that will be in a playlist and will be a series. So you'll be able to also see that as that occurs over the next couple of months. Hopefully it will show up in your algorithm, and or you may even want to watch some of it. All right.
Oops, I clicked twice.
Throw away the darlings. Don't become so obsessed with the content you have made that you can't edit it effectively. It's easy to become attached to the videos that you spend so much time on, but if the content doesn't suit the viewer, it is holding you back. Now remember, you can repurpose some clips that didn't make it into the final edit if they hold value to your intended audience. You might have something funny or a blooper in an edit that you want to hold on to and put at the end of some videos. That, by the way, is another way to increase your average view duration. A husband and wife channel that I watch frequently on RV Life, they actually end each video with some bloopers, and they're pretty funny. And so people want to stay till the end to see that. You know, so either if they hold value to your intended audience, you could make a teaser out of some of them. So it's not that you necessarily have to throw it away, but just don't, you want to effectively edit. Do not become attached to, oh, it's an entire original format because it's so perfect. And if you've hired an editor, trust them. If they're making an edit, it's probably for a reason. So unless it literally took out something critical to real estate and you're like, that does not make sense now, it makes me look like an idiot. Trust the editor when they're making edits. Audience retention. So pay attention to where people are skipping ahead, peaks in viewer retention, and where you're losing them. What can you change on your next video to try and keep them engaged? And you want to aim for every video to be better than the last. The dashboard in your studio actually makes that very easy because they always take your latest video and they compare it as it has performed against your previous videos. So you want this goal of like, you want your fresh content to outperform the previous content whenever possible. It's a fun, that's a way to make it a game. Like the more we can make this fun and kind of a game, I think the more engaging it is and the more likely you'll do it long term. And where am I gaining viewers from? So this one I think is important. And this is one where it's hard to look at it from the beginning, but as you get critical mass and data, it gets much more significant. So we're going to show you where you can look at the traffic sources for your content. It's going to break down how your audience is finding your content and if it's from browse or search, recommended or external. It will even show you if your viewer came from another social media platform, it will even let you know that. So if you see that you're getting a ton of views from LinkedIn, guess what you're going to do?
Post more to LinkedIn.
Yeah, post more to LinkedIn, correct. And if it's underperforming, then look at how you're using it for cross promotion and then make a change there. Okay. And then shift your game plan if it's not growing. So if you aren't growing your channel and no new subscriptions and numbers are down, you want to look at the traffic source and shift your game plan. Find the videos that your content is being suggested next to and look at their titles and topics. You can suggest what that next video would be. So if you're struggling with this, make sure you put one of your best performing videos as the next suggested video in your end screen.
Like if you're watching a video on YouTube on a computer screen, it's going to show you videos that are related in some way, shape, or form beside. That's also a very powerful way of growing your channel. So if you're looking at your analytics and it says this video was shown next to, as suggested next to this one, start looking at those videos as well to see how can I get the attention of the person who is watching that video to get them to click on mine in that little side panel.
And that's also that side panel is also one of the places where YouTube attempts to protect itself. So let's say you're newer to YouTube, you're not a known entity yet. They don't know necessarily if their viewer is going to be satisfied with your content. And so like you could have a great video about living in Northern Virginia. And because you're an unknown entity, other people that talk about living in Northern Virginia are going to show up in those recommended videos pretty high up there. because they want to go with the source they trust, because the viewers watching your video are YouTube's viewers, and that's who the algorithm wants to satisfy. But that is one of the ways where I track to see if your algorithm efforts are working. Because when I start looking at videos, I'll look to see if one of your videos is showing up in my suggested. That means you're doing something right and you're stimulating the algorithm. It's also one of the ways where if I started talking right now about buying some UGG boots, and if I wonder if there's any competitors for UGGs that are as good or better, and I also thought about getting some clogs, and now I just said this out loud on my browser in front of you guys, it's likely that within the next hour or so, I am going to see ads for UGGs, or I'm going to see YouTube content comparing UGG boots to clogs, or comparing UGG boots to the competition. It's happening. Big Brother is here. So but that's how you can start getting like, oh, why did that video show up? This is some of the ways that it happens. Okay, so it is one of the ways that we'll test and see. And you might come on a coaching call and I'll be all excited and I'll be like, oh, your algorithm stimulus is working because you showed up on my feed and you showed up beside a video when I was watching Jane Cracky's video, you showed up, right? So yeah, I keep an eye on that, and we can use that to help you grow.
I know that
Okay.
I've been trying to pull up TubeBuddy and make it work on a couple different calls, and it would never work while I was on Zoom. So I actually took screenshots.
It's perfect. Yeah, grab a screenshot.
So that we could sort of walk through. I know a lot of people had some questions about it, but that's why I had it in this. Bridget might be able to pull it up and make it work on hers, but if not, we've got this as well.
So this, keyword, TubeBuddy keyword research. And Aaron, I'm actually happy to let you go into this slide and explain it.
Okay.
And what I'll say is, now that you're looking at this and talking about it, you're also going to have the algorithm sending you information about like how to improve your video marketing, how to do this. And keywords are stupid, they don't work, and why you need keywords. Like, so you'll see both sides back and forth. Sort of what we talked about before is if this is going to help you gain viewership and it doesn't hurt you, then do it. Just do it. At this stage in your development, I think it's very helpful. So what you would do is you would come into the keyword research tool, you would put a keyword that consumers might look for. So real estate market update 2023, and then you hit explore, and it gives you a bunch of recommendations of keywords that people are looking for. And it will also tell you how much competition there is in terms of other YouTube creators, or even on Google platforms, who else is promoting it and how tight the competition is for that type of search. But I do want Aaron, go ahead and give them a further description of the slide that you captured.
Yeah, that's pretty much like where you're started from. Up here, they do have unweighted and weighted options. So unweighted is not taking into consideration what your channel is about. And then if you hit weighted, it would show you like in comparison to what you've already made content about. And this is obviously something people are looking for.
Right.
Again, you have YouTube at the top on this side, Google, video topics, and you can even tag, depending on what level of TubeBuddy you have, right to your videos from here. This was done with Legend. I did this on Bridget's account. It's very similar on Pro. I'm not sure how the free one works, to be honest with you. It's been years since I've seen it. But you don't have to get the paid version to still get this out of it.
So yeah, so if you clicked on the ones that are appealing to you out of that list that they're recommending, and you hit add to the video, then you can add that to the video. And you can even do batches. So let's say that you have current videos that you're repackaging or you want to re-stimulate. And let's say, I'm going to pick on Spear Realty Group again. Let's say that you have a bunch of Ashburn videos and you found a strong keyword about Ashburn. Maybe it's tied to some news. Maybe a new corporation is moving to Ashburn from California. So you want to tag that. You could put, you know, blank corporation moving to Ashburn 2023. It will give you what shows up in those searches. You would click the boxes of the ones that you want, and you can upload them to one video or several videos. So this is just a way, it just makes it easier to use and to know that instead of just doing, how many of you other than me have ever just like guessed at keywords or guessed at tags? Oh, but they probably put this, and then I just go pell-mell and just put a bunch, right? So this is a way of looking at which ones are actually being used or creating some engagement, or that consumers are searching.
It's also a great place to come for planning out content because you've already started with your keywords and the Explorer up on the top, and then it gives you different ideas all the way down. So even though it's a very similar topic, you'd be like, oh, I can cover it that way. And it's
right. It can help if anyone's ever having a creator's block. This is a good place to come in, and it can give you some ideas so you get out of your block.
It will also show you who's making the kind of content that you are looking for. So as you're in the Keyword Explorer, it'll show you this Jason guy. He's got the top views, or one of the top that comes up in search under those keywords. It'll also show you what their thumbnails look like, how many views they're getting, what phrasing that they use to get to where they're at. So it can give you, again, ideas for either another content or on how to market the content that you're going to upload.
Mm-hmm.
It walks you through how to incorporate keywords into your title and into your description, and it'll show you with this little colorful circle how close you're getting to making it something that is searchable. So we started with the real estate market update in 2023 and added in to make it a title that people would actually read and think of, not just keywords. And then it encourages you to use those keywords in short form all through the first couple of sentences of your description. This is a fictitious video, by the way. So there's nothing that this is going to be put into, but down here you would finish your description. You could even in TubeBuddy add in your chapters and everything else if you wanted to right here, and it'll upload it for you.
Right.
The tag tool in TubeBuddy, you can tag your entire video right from TubeBuddy. So it'll give you all the recommendations, the suggested tags and popular tags, and you can go through and put in all the ones that you want. You can also add your own personalized ones. So if you have, upstate real estate company or whatever, you can have your own tag right in there as well.
Right. Yeah. And the more you use your own tag, the more it will start to gain some type of recognition, where if someone searches Roger Nix, upstate home team, content may show up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you can upload your thumbnail. This is my fake thumbnail up top, to see how it looks against the other people that are in that genre. So again, you want it to stand out a little bit, but you don't want it to be so different that it doesn't feel like it belongs with the rest of the content. But yeah, it'll show you how you've done as far as making it optimized for the search engine. This fake video is at 100%. At this point, you could go to apply to video, and it'll take everything that you've done in there and apply it right to the content that you're uploading.
And if you notice that thumbnail tips, like it actually gives you reminders right there. Use bright colors, high contrast images, include a close-up of a human face whenever possible, ensure text is large enough to read on any device, use fonts, colors, shapes that are consistent with your brand. And the other thing too, like Aaron said, usually, how many of you have used this tool before where you look at your thumbnail compared to the videos of the similar content? Has anyone used that before? I've had a couple times where mine was dramatically different and I was like, oh. At first you think, oh, I'm being creative, I'll stand out. But if they have like 4,000 views, 5,000 views, and it's a niche type of thing like this, it's not a viral entertainment video. I probably want it to look a little bit in that same vein. You don't want to be the one-off that is like the generic bottle of wine with a white label and wine on it. You want it to have a similar feel to the ones that are performing well.
Okay, and then I know we had last week quite a few questions on how to upload from the phone for shorts, and it is very easy. On your app, you're going to go to this little plus sign at the bottom. It's going to pull up your menu. You hit create short. You can add a pre-recorded content by hitting the little square down there. It'll take you to your videos. Or you can record right from the app itself by hitting the big red button.
Okay.
After recording or choosing your video, this screen allows you to customize on the bottom. You can add music, you can do a voiceover, add text. You can choose where the text appears on the film. You could even add filters if needed, if you wanted to. I never do because all of mine are just dog videos. But it's super easy to customize. Of course, the first time you would upload, it would probably be not as easy because you're still figuring out where everything is. But once you play with it once or twice, it's super, super user-friendly. After this, you add your caption, which is basically your title. You can add a couple of hashtags in here as well. And then you hit the upload short and you're done on your device. Then when you have a moment, go to your desktop, laptop, whatever you're using, and add some more information like tags and a description. And that is it. It is super, super fast and easy.
And then, anyone have any questions on that?
I never did find the green screen on it, but maybe I was on the wrong tool.
Let me see. I can show you really quick. It's actually on one of these. Okay, so on this one, this bar right here on the side, I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Yeah, we can see it.
Right here, this one is your green screen. So this is like a magic touch up. They have more down here, but it's right underneath those little stars where it's got a little head. You hit that and that'll do the green screen for you. This you can change your timing. And then if you wanted to make a short that is longer than 15 seconds, if you just click up there, it'll take you to 60 seconds.
And remember, you want your videos to be less than 60 seconds or more than 3 minutes. Remember that. Right now, the current blind spot in the algorithm for YouTube is anything above 61 seconds and anything
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes. Oh, less than 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so less than 2, and so you want to be less than 2 and longer than 3. And not between 2 and 3 minutes. Okay. So this week, we want you to look at your analytics, get familiar with them, experiment with TubeBuddy, even the free version that you can just download as an extension. Think about, and is the link to that in the chat box?
I'm not sure if I can put it in there.
Think about how you can make content that will increase your average view duration and examine your recent content from an objective point of view. How can you make it better? So everyone got that, and anyone play around with that short on the app, the short maker on the app. And should we go ahead and jump in on showing some real-time examples?
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you know, is there a editing option on desktop that YouTube provides?
There is. They do have a editor right in the studio. It isn't the most effective if you're going to get really like into any kind of graphics or anything like that. But if you're just trying to trim up a video or get rid of a little chunk, it's really easy to use.
Okay, thanks.
So I'm going to show a couple of the examples that we referenced just about consumer use, and I'm going to show you that one that for me, so I'm guessing it's for high Ds that are music fanatics. This guy, by the way, this guy's channel is remarkably successful. So I'm not necessarily saying that he's, you know, but I'll show you exactly what I do. Here we go. So this guy here, the professor of rock, thumbnails are engaging. So what he does is he puts a hook on there. Rookie's music video was so bad, couldn't bear to watch it, and it became an MTV classic. So anyone who's a music nerd that has any interest in 70s, 80s, 90s, they're going to be attracted to that, right? And what he does is he does put a picture of the artist. So like I already know who that is, and I already have an idea what video it is. But if you don't know and you're interested, it still would be engaging. But here's how I watch his videos. I come on, I don't want to hear the buildup, and I don't want to, I don't want the mystery.
Coming around Europe as a youth, this legend toured band after band, trying to make it music for about a decade.
Like already, I'm like, no.
Continental dreams. Formed a bar band, broke into the Billboard top 10 with a brilliant hit written by Mutt Lange. He's going to tell us about next. Exclusive interview, where he admits that the music video for this first big hit single is excruciatingly awful. Pain of watching it, first time with label executives. Oh, it's a cool story. It's pretty funny. Coming up next on Professor Brock.
So then he does an intro. So when I watch his stuff, I literally jump to like 2 minutes. And then I see if he's answering the question. I wait to see if, oh, is the answer right there? Like if I'm uncertain. And if it's not, I jump further ahead. So I'll jump further ahead and I'll be like, oh, I was right. It was Power of Love. And then I bounce out. So now, clearly, again, he's a very successful channel. You can tell he's monetized. You saw the ads that popped in there right away. I'm assuming that analyticals, people that are not high D personality probably love his format. But for me, some of them I can figure out from his thumbnail just because I have so much music knowledge. Others, I want to hear the answer. I jump in, I skip to like 2 minutes, I find the answer, and I bounce out. It's possible I might stay on longer for something, but it's pretty rare. One other quick little, and you don't want that. So you want to be engaging and you want to put that mystery, but you don't want to drag it out so much that people are just going to jump to 2 minutes to see if they can get to the answer. One other thing chronic users will do is I'm going to show you this on his too. So if you notice, so look down here. If you're scrolling along the timeline, if there's a most replayed moment, you can actually, it'll show up as most replayed, and then I can click right to the most replayed moment. I'll get my information and then I bounce out. You don't want that. You want to be sweet, short, and concise. You want to get to the meat of whatever you're going to discuss quickly. And then you want to deliver the information and then have an abrupt ending so that people will bounce out. This is the young lady I was mentioning earlier. She does not have an intro. She jumps straight into whatever she's talking about. Again, this isn't real estate, so it's entertainment. So it's going to have a different value. But if you go straight to the end of her videos, I just want to show you her little signature sign off. And you could have something similar. What is happening in the interwebs today?
When I do that impression, you don't think of a man.
So see, she's still talking, she's still content. Right up here, right up till the end. So that late in her video, she's still giving fresh content. You all see that? She's nearly at the end and she started a new story. There you go, she's out. Now, I had that red bar up so you all could see how close that was to the end. You have to remember the majority of videos that you're watching, you don't have that red bar up while you're watching it. So you have no idea. You're just sitting there going like, oh, this is funny. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look, another story. Oh, done, right? I wanted you all to see that without, having to necessarily watch the whole video, if that's something that isn't your cup of tea.
Coach,
And notice right there, she jumped straight in. Hi, everybody. Today we're looking at narcissists, that blah, blah, blah. She just jumped straight in.
hi,
Now,
Coach, can you hear me?
yes.
Jane asked, have a question. Where are those analytics on the side comes from?
Yes.
And
Oh, that's
Lavera,
good. Okay.
sorry, Lavera asked, does adding text on the screen distract? I think she meant on the shorts.
No, I don't think so.
The more actually text is great.
Yeah, I think text on a short's good.
Because again, like I think we discussed it last week. I don't know, all my weeks are running together, but if they don't have to have the volume on, you're going to capture more viewers.
Right, right.
So even
Yeah.
if you don't, even if you put text on that is an abbreviation of what you're saying, especially on a short, people who are watching in an airport or someplace that they don't want the volume on, it's great
Yeah.
to have that text.
Yeah, then they'll keep they'll keep watching. So let's look at, so you guys were asking, where did that content come from? So I have this, let me mute this so it doesn't compete. But I did want you all to hear how she just jumps straight in and she gets straight out. And the closer you can be to that, the higher average view duration you're going to have. So, and again, I don't know why this is taking so long to load today. It usually pops up fairly quickly. So because I have TubeBuddy, I am able to, every video I watch, I get the analytics on their video. So it will show me 49.7 thousand views, 535 comments, 7,040 likes or 4 likes. SEO. Now she is so established that she does not have to do a lot of SEO on every video. So she's got 8 out of 20 times where she suggested this video in places where she suggests it. So that might mean that she put that at the tail end of 8 videos. And her TubeBuddy SEO score is only at 40. If you look, so notice how when I hover over that, can you all see that little breakdown there? It tells you how they calculate that score. As a newer creator and a newer channel, you want to maximize every single one of those as on every video if possible. She does not do a lot of cross promotion on Facebook. As you can see, this video has 49,000 views. She put it up 2 hours ago and it only has 4 Facebook likes. So although it's there, it's not one of her big, like you can tell the ones that do a lot of cross promotion on Facebook because within 2 hours, it'll have 251 Facebook likes. So clearly she's not using Facebook. This little thing is Reddit. Clearly she's not really using Reddit either. And you just see that here. How does that impact you? Let's pull up Ken Posick and let's look at some of his videos. It'll give you an idea if Ken Posick posted a video that had high engagement you'd want to see, hey, is he promoting it on Facebook? Is he creating a conversation on Reddit? Does he have mentions on Twitter? Right? I can also click here and it will give me the analytics on her entire channel. So can you see how that would be valuable, especially as if you're looking at other, could close out some of these. Let's go make it run faster. Okay. So when I clicked channel analytics, it now took me to her main page and it shows me all of the channel keywords, stats where her stats are compared against mine. How many videos has she posted in the last 30 days? 27. So she still is nearly every day. How many views did they get? And then lifetime. See that? So let's do this real quick. I was going to jump back to the studio, but I think this is interesting. So let's go to Ken, who is real estate related. And let's look at, so here he is. This is how he shows up in search. So he wants to take advantage of any Orlando SEO juice. So he's got his Mickey shirt showing in his headshot. Notice that his headshot is really a picture of him, like just being casual, like he's got on a blazer, but he's just being like, hey, right? It's not one of the serious realtor photos, like with the arms crossed or the, you know, it's not, it's showing him as like, hey, I'm a regular guy. You can talk to me. So let's go ahead and look at his page first. So Ken Posick, he has 36,500 subscribers and 515 videos. Can you all see that his banner, he has his critical information in the middle 2/3 or middle half of the banner, so that when people are on a mobile device, they're still going to see his whole banner with the critical information. You see that he's got his helping you discover Orlando, real estate themes, and local news. Okay, great. So he's posted 12 videos in the last 30 days. He has and had 110,000 views in the last 30 days. Over the lifetime of his channel, he's posted 513 videos and had 5.61 million views. His channel keywords right here: Orlando homes, Disney vacation, Orlando luxury, new construction, Florida real estate, Orlando realtor, Ken Posick. So if you were an agent in Orlando and you were launching your channel, what could you do right now? You see this button here? You can copy the keywords he put on his channel and copy them straight to your channel. Why would you do that? Is his channel, what'd you say?
Because they work for him.
That's right. So his channel is successful. Is there anyone on this call that has 36,000 subscribers with only 515 videos? Probably not, right? So you find someone who's successful in your area, copy their keywords. Now, some people would say, would I leave Ken Posick in there? That's your call. I'd take it out because you want your tags and your keywords to match the content that you're delivering. So copy the keywords and then take out ones that are the person's name or their team name. Okay. And then you notice he's got his video here with a question. And then I just wanted to point out one other thing. So he's got all his videos. Then he has popular videos. Now the popular videos will auto assemble based on views. You can see that inside Shaquille O'Neal's $16 million mansion has 1.5 million views. So that's very popular and it's right there at the front. You don't need to do anything for that, just set up the section. But then this is where it gets interesting. He's got Orlando area neighborhood tours. So he's got Guess the Price, Packing District, West East, Inside Disney's Golden Oak, Creative Village. Right, so he only has 3 sections. But do you all see how he's got that formatted? And then just for kicks, I'm gonna look to see, does he have playlists? He does. He's got shorts, winter park, on the street interviews. So the interesting thing is getting to know Lake Nona. So he has a lot of playlists, and that's where he does more of his specialization. And then he keeps his sections more broad. And you see he's got different sections here. I do want to look real quick at his about. So if you noticed on his about and his description, he has it very short and sweet, but see here, this is where he has all of his information about his real estate. Contact, phone, info, email. So can you see how if you went and looked at your area and look at some of the competition and what they're doing, this would give you some information that you can choose to do or not do on your own channel, and it would help you get some of the, like if you were in Orlando and you called the channel keywords and you set up your channel in a somewhat similar style, do you think that when someone is watching one of Ken's videos, there's a chance you might show up in the sidebar as another option for someone to watch? Yes, you would. That is how you could show up as an alternate video for someone to watch. So now just real quick, I wanted to go to one of his videos. And if you notice, one of the things I noticed with Ken's, it looks like Florida. Even his thumbnails, if you noticed, he has light colors, light tones, blue skies. It's got like, that looks to me like, when I see it, I think Florida. So here he's doing a guess the price of these Orlando homes. He has, let's just double, so look here. This is valuable real estate. You want to take advantage of all of this space in your description box. So write stuff. And I guarantee you, even without reading this out loud, that it's packed with keywords. I'm sure it is packed with keywords and long tail keywords. And then he has some hashtags up top about the area. And then he has hashtags down below again. So too often I see people with just like 2 lines in here. This is valuable real estate. Imagine this is a house that you've sold. You wouldn't sell a 4,000 square foot house, and then you go over to visit and everyone is living in the family room and kitchen and there's nothing in the rest of the house. It's shut off. If you only put a little bit of info in your description box, that's what you're doing. You're living in the family room and kitchen, and you've got, 3,800 square feet that's empty, that you're still paying to heat and cool. Now, if you notice this, it also, again, it gives you that analytics. So this video was posted April 11th. It has 6,220 views, only 18 comments, 220 likes. He didn't do much with SEO or in creating a suggester created by putting it as a tag, which his channel is at the point where he doesn't quite have to do that anymore. You guys, do it. Again, he's not doing a lot of cross promotion on either Facebook or Reddit or Twitter. And he doesn't need to. At this time, I think it would still benefit you all to do that. And then I also like this box right here. It's got the best practices for each video. So he's got a high resolution thumbnail. He added info cards. He has an end screen. He did get a like on Facebook. He added captions and he added chapters. He did not pin a comment and he did not like a comment. It is possible that he will go in and pin a comment and like heart a comment Because I think the person that manages his channel does that like every other week. And we're probably just in between. So within the next week, if you came and looked at this again, he would probably have a pinned comment and he would have heard it. And then also see here, he's got the tags, not for his channel, but for this specific video. You're an agent in Orlando. You're competing against this guy. And you how he did a guess the price of these Orlando homes, new area spotlight, and he got over 6,200 views. You think you might come in here and hit copy too if you're doing a pricing video in Orlando and this video got that much traction, you literally can just copy his tags to your video, upload, and you're going to have similar benefit. Again, I would take a minute personally. I would go in and I would take out the one with that person's names or their team name. But it's way faster to just copy two and then do that. One other interesting thing, see this show search rankings? See that button? So now I can go in and I can say, okay, where this video ranks. So in terms of how much do homes cost in Orlando, it's number 12. And Posick Orlando, it's number 19. And it didn't rank in the other categories. Okay. So any questions about any of that? Do you see how there's other tools up here, but do you see how this can sort of help you instead of just shooting in the dark? Can you see how this can help you have some idea of where you're taking your content? And no, I'm not saying to run out by a drone. I'm not saying to do all the fancy stuff he's doing here. You have to remember this is a matured channel. So if you want to, but look, he's still goofy and he's still real. He just popped out from behind that bush. So there you can get a lot of inspiration from looking at some of the existing content. And also looking at each other's content. Okay. I'm gonna do just a quick click to search on Twitter and see was it mentioned there? And it looks like no, he didn't have any Twitter mentions. So he is also not necessarily promoting this on Twitter. Now, again, he doesn't have to because he already has enough juice in the tank from what he's created on YouTube that he doesn't need to do that. Okay. For all of you, I believe it's worth it. I have over, I don't know, 2,300 followers on Twitter. So one of my clients started sharing their links to Twitter and then tagging me in it, at Bridget Ann Stewart, whatever my Twitter is. Because you have a chance of getting in front of more people if you do that. Okay. Any questions on any of this? Is this making sense or am I speaking gobbledygook?
So all of that info, if we had a paid subscription to TubeBuddy, then we can get all of that.
Yeah, and some of it shows up even on the free extension. So I would recommend get the free extension and see what you can see just from that. So now let's look at where do you guys see your information? So I'm gonna, so like here, I'm just being a consumer. I'm just a consumer. Here's my news feed. Here is my subscription short. So this is just me. This is just me as a consumer. But if I come over here and click on my face in a circle, that is where, come on, there we go. Your channel. So now I'm not on there as a consumer. Now I'm in my channel. And I can come in here, I can look at what I have going on. This is what a consumer would see. And then if I want to look at what's happening in my channel, I have two choices. I can go to customize or manage videos. Customized channel, if you haven't played around in your customized channel, I highly recommend it. We're going to talk about it more and give you an action, step-by-step list for it. But this is where you set up the actual structure of your layout, your branding, and your basic information. This is how people can reach you. This is how people can tag you. It even gives you another little section to maximize, exposure. This is where you would put your links to your other social media. You can put an email address for contact info. All right, so that gives you where you can customize those things. A lot of people don't know where to find that, but see over here, I want you to look more at the ladder, the navigation ladder under the picture. So your dashboard is where you're going to see. Well, I didn't realize we ran over, so we're going to have to wrap up here in a minute. But this is where I can see that this is my latest channel, and this is where it shows you how did that perform. So ranking out of my other videos that were launched in their first, time on YouTube, this is ranking 7th out of the top 10. And then if I click on this, it shows me my top 10. Okay. Views 9, that's down from my typical video. Impression to click-through rate 1.6, so that's pretty abysmal. Average view duration 6 minutes and 10 seconds. And see how, like, I click on that, it shows me most people watch between 5:56 and 7:04. So what should my next video length be? Can you all see that box? So if most people, the typical people that watch my videos, are watching somewhere between 5 minutes and 55 seconds and 7 minutes and 4 seconds, how long should my next video be?
Six minutes, 45 seconds.
I'm shooting for 5 minutes and 56 seconds because, again, now this will vary depending on what's happening with your channel. This channel in particular is really suffering because of some older videos that are just really long and unedited and monstrous. So my average view duration is really low compared to the length of my videos. So it's critical if I'm going to revitalize this channel, I need to pay close attention to this. And so I'm going to make videos that are probably 6 minutes long and then get my view duration up. Okay. If you notice here, it'll give you basic information. I have 228 subscribers. I had 4 new subscribers in the last 28 days. That's not good if you're looking for growth. My views are at 181% in the last, 181 views in the last 28 days. That is higher than normal. The watch time in hours is 19 hours and a half. That is good. I got a good check mark on that because I usually am between 8 and 20. So it's right there in alignment with what I typically do. My top videos in the last 48 hours, right? See all this? Down here, I have the latest comments. So I can actually come in here and it gives me the channel comments I haven't responded to yet. So I can go in there and I can respond, or I can also delete if someone has a spam post that made it through. Look at this. It has my recent subscribers. So if you go to your recent subscribers, then you can come through and make sure that you are also subscribed to them. Okay. I know that I'm already subscribed. So how many of you have looked at this section of here's ideas for you? So YouTube will even look at how you're doing and it will give you some ideas on how you can make it better. YouTube gives its video newsletter here. So you can click on that. The last thing I'm going to show you guys today is, so right here, I could go to the video analytics and look at that specific video. So this is how this video is performing. It's less than usual views, about the same as usual watch time. And it did not get me any subscribers yet. So this video is not causing people to subscribe. If I go to reach, it had 369 impressions. and only a 1.6 click-through rate. So that's really not good. So that's where we feel like, all right, what are we doing? Now, by the way, the length is what's killing this. Okay. This is something I put out mainly for you guys, not to like build my channel. It's for people that missed the class so they can go in and see it. Unique viewers 4. So that means if I had 9 views, but only 4 unique viewers, that means that several of those 4 probably watched it and then went back and watched part of it again that they may not have gotten the first time. Engagement. This video is not creating a strong level of engagement, and it is 20 minutes less than usual for the longer format videos. So, you know, it's not stellar, but again, this is something that's more of a convenience factor for my clients. So this is interesting. It'll show you returning viewers that viewed your video and new viewers. So what's interesting here is I had some new viewers that like hopped in, but they hopped out, and 1 returning. Watch time from subscribers. So no surprise here. The people that are subscribed to me are doing what? Watching the whole thing. Yeah. The people that are not subscribed are like, what's that? And they bounced in, and then they're like, oh, I don't like this. And they bounced out. That is not good for me on the algorithm. Okay. But can you see how this, you know, if you want to really look at what's happening with your videos, this is going to give you the information on what is happening with your videos. Okay. Let me get, what did I do? Anyway, that's why I didn't do that. All right, so this is where you can look at everything for just a video in general. But if you look here, do you notice how this says go to channel analytics? So channel analytics, that will give you analysis on your entire channel. So 181 views in the last 28 days. This information we saw in a recap earlier. I'm having, thankfully, small spike in subscribers. Hopefully with the actions I'll take in this coming week, this will be dramatically higher. You can actually look at a live count of subscribers. Obviously, that's something you would do if you were attempting to be a full-time content creator. Excuse me. And it gives you a day-by-day breakdown of when you posted a video, and what happened with your views, and it will also tell you your top content in the period. So how many of you have played around back in here? If you haven't yet, that's another thing I'm going to add to this week. Just go look at what are your top videos.
You can't hurt anything by going in there and just, you know, clicking on those tabs.
Yeah, click around. So this little thing here, it will page you through your recent videos, and it will give you just that quick snapshot of how they're doing. Okay. It gives you views, at your view duration and likes. So now what would you do with that? If you have been away from your channel for a weekend off grid in Monument Valley, you can come in here and find one that already has good engagement and repost that on Twitter and LinkedIn, and you know, you can use it to like try to stimulate things again. So play around in here. Notice that's the overview. Then you can do a content analysis. You can do an audience analysis. And as you get more and more engagement, you will get more information. As you scroll down here, you'll see what you would get. Watch time, it's interesting that one video is doing horribly, but if you notice, like my not subscribed, that's actually not bad watch time from people that are not subscribed. So, you know, and then there's a whole research tab, and this is where you can come in and you can also explore here on people that watched your video. What were they searching for? What were some searches across YouTube? And you can put a search term in there and then see what comes up. Okay. All right, so let's do 3 ahas and any last minute questions. Feel free to unmute.
I also put the link to TubeBuddy into the chat, as well as a template for the dimensions to make your banner.
Perfect. And then for those of you that have not yet filled in the roster, Ruby, could you pop the roster link into the chat as well?
Sure, Coach.
So I know we covered a lot of stuff today. I apologize, we ran over long. I would like 3 ahas before we wrap up. So what are you taking away from today that you're either going to attempt to do or learn more about, or that you just didn't know and you're sort of fascinated by it?
I'll go. I will look at TubeBuddy and see what I can get from it. I like the part about you could get hashtags from it, right?
Yeah, yeah, you get tags, keywords,
Yeah.
all that, and background information on the competition.
Is copying tags on other successful, local channels.
Good. So we've got 2. Let's get 1 more.
Bridget, it's Nancy. I came in late, but I did see that copy keywords.
Yes. Yep, channel keywords. If there's a successful channel in your area, copy their keywords because there's something in there that is probably working, and just take out their proprietary or name and use the rest. Okay. All right, guys, stay in action. If you hit an obstacle like I did last week, or you misgauged your timing, don't worry about it. Just jump right back in and keep it going. And make sure you guys are subscribing to each other and watching videos and commenting and liking. How many of you have been doing that? How many of you have gone from the Facebook group and subscribed to one of the channels I've recommended in Facebook?
That's on my to-do list.
Y'all are trying to give me a complex. Don't be giving me a complex. My life is hard enough as it is.
It actually can help you grow your channel too, to be
It
interactive
does.
with other people within the same niche. So it's not
Totally
just doing a
does.
favor for somebody else, it's helping yourself as well.
You're doing a favor for yourself. Exactly right. So take it. I'm trying to make it easy for you guys by just popping one in there. So when you see it, just be like, oh, okay, click, do it. And then you're because remember, when you consume and watch views and you comment and you like, it actually increases your credibility as a citizen of the YouTube universe. So it is not time wasted. Okay. All right, guys, get out there. Let's keep this rolling. And please watch some of my videos this week as I put them out. Please help me with my average view duration with the shorts. I'm going to be so nice putting shorts out for all of them. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. Bye.